Hi, my name is Victoria Espinoza, and for my service learning project, I decided to do recycling. The goal of our service learning project was to find a need in the community and fill that need, and I noticed that a lot of my family and friends didn't really care about recycling. I decided to collect all their cans, bottles, and recycle them at the end of this term and use that money and donate it to one of my local charities. I first started by setting up a designated recycling area. Every time I got a bottle or can, I would mark it down in my school notebook. In total, I collected 242 cans and bottles, and when it was time, I headed to my local recycling area. Here you can see me pulling into the recycling area. I actually asked my brother to drive so I could record this, but it's very close to my house. And here you can see I've emptied all my bottles and cans into the bins. After that, they would take a few of the bins at a time and weigh them. When I got there, one of the workers actually helped me to empty all my bottles and cans into the bins, so that was really nice. They didn't really want to be on film, so I was unable to get a ton of footage of me signing the papers and getting the receipt and everything, but my total was around $12, which was honestly a lot less than I thought it'd be. It was actually a little discouraging to see that the total was so low. I felt like all the time I put into collecting all the bottles and cans wouldn't really make a difference with $12 to whatever charity I plan to give the money to. I was originally looking at either the local food shelter or one of the homeless shelters, since both need a lot of help, at least where I live in Hawaii. Overall, the process wasn't hard. All I had to do was collect cans and bottles and keep track of how many there were. But I did collect some of my recyclables from my boyfriend, so it was kind of a hassle bringing it back and forth between his place and mine since it's kind of far. I also collected many of my recyclables from little get-togethers with friends or family, so it was not difficult, but just kind of tedious having to remember that I needed to keep track of all the bottles and cans while having a drink or just hanging out with whoever I was with. I do think that every penny counts, so I hope that the charity I give it to, it at least helps a little bit, if at all. I know that doing this project, it was a lot more hours with less reward than I originally hoped for, but I'm glad that I did it. It was eye-opening to see just how many recyclables my friends and family and I go through over the weeks. I didn't realize that it was actually that many because I've never kept track and counted it. I just kind of throw it in the bin, or I'd leave it on our counters and my brothers or my mom would just throw it away or into those blue bins. But we would hardly take the time to bring it to the recycling area anymore just because it's tedious and you don't get that much money for doing it, so we would just resolve to put it in the blue bin. So it did feel nice to collect all of them and feel like I was actually doing something good by taking the recyclables to where they actually needed to go. I think if I were to do this project again, I wouldn't choose this just because I feel like the impact wasn't as large as I wanted it to be. Instead, I think I'd maybe go for something food related, maybe baking cupcakes or brownies and bringing it to our local food shelter every Sunday, or helping out to serve at the homeless shelter, just because I know that those places do need help here in Hawaii. But overall, I think this was a great experience. I may continue to keep doing this, keeping track of my bottles and cans when I can. But if I don't keep track, I think I will just keep my designated recycling area and keep recycling them regularly, just because it's become kind of a habit now. And yeah, it was nice to do this project, and nice to feel like I was giving back to the community. So thank you.